All right, recording has started. All right, cool. I'm trying to remember where we last left off. Okay. When last we left off, there was a lizard and he was killed, and that was the end of the story. And game over. Yeah. So last we left off, you guys had been split up seemingly temporarily. With Dax, Grigor, and Tippy having a brief conversation at the Lucky Tankard, and Dax determining that she needed to go venturing into the Riverside District to potentially find some information she was looking for. While that was happening, Kyria, Helrea, and Talina met up at the Wizard and the Wand and had 2 conversations with just Talina and Helrea, and then Kyria then later joined, kind of digging in more into who each other were, kind of what brought them to this particular moment, what they knew or didn't know about some of the previous events of the city, as well as could each of them be trusted for what's going on. Oh, I love how Jesse's in my chat. Hang on one second. Let me... Jesse! Okay, sorry about that. I was just letting him know. After the conversation, where Kyria then later joined, it was determined that, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that Helrea and Kyria would go on a walk, and Talina was going to take care of some things. I believe that was the determination.
Yes, I was practicing for my performance.
Yes, practicing for the performance down at City Council.
And Helrea was being nosy, as she usually does.
Correct, of course. And so there was a walk that then took place, in which now we pan out and we zip back over to the Riverside District. And it is here that Daxori, Tippy, and Grigor are making their way through the Riverside District towards the loose directions that Durham had given to where the large city guard stronghold or palisade or fortification, whatever word you'd like to use there, is located. This would be the main fortification for the northern half of southern Darun that houses and maintains the city guard for this district, as well as there would be probably, any manner of things accompanied with this structure. You 3, this is what we're going to kind of focus on tonight, are heading your way through the Riverside District toward this particular structure. It is, at this point, it is now about midday. The sun is high in the sky currently. Is there anything that any 3 of you are wishing to do as you make your way through this part of town? On your way. Like, you're not there yet, but before you get there, is anything that you'd want to be doing?
Not particularly. Dax is kind of just straight focused on getting to where this place is.
Of course, okay. What about Tippy or Grigor?
Same,
Okay.
focusing on getting there.
Okay. What was that, Fox?
So had I gotten invisible already?
Not yet. Last I checked, you were not currently invisible.
Am I gonna do that?
You're going to go
I'm still
invisible now.
trying to
Okay.
win
All right. Okay, so you are currently invisible. And as you guys are walking, you guys, Grigor and Talina, Grigor and Dax notice that your little squirrel friend is no longer there. And this is not the first time she's vanished on you, so it doesn't come as a surprise, but it definitely is just like, oh, the squirrel is no longer there. All right, so it is kind of a bit of a walk to navigate through the town. Go ahead, and I want each of you guys to roll me a survival check to see if you can follow the directions appropriately. What we'll do is, before I actually have you roll, let me ask, do you guys want to do a group check where each of you roll individually and we put the DC higher, or do you want it to be one of you leading the charge and one or both of you are providing the help action? It's up to you guys. What you guys can either have one person lead the charge, or you guys can and then have a help, or you guys can communally do like a group survival check. It's up to you 3. All right, so either's fine for you. What about Tippy and Dax? What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna.
I'm fine with like a group.
Okay. All right. Cool. So then all 3 of you go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Let's see if online dice want to be nice to me or if I'm using physical.
Oh, that's a good roll. 17, 15. Okay. Just need one from Daxori.
Survival, you said?
Yes, please.
I'm using regular dice. Fuck that.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, though, Daxori being the kind of character that she is, that she probably wouldn't be the best at tracking, per se. But either way, a 15, a 17, and a 10. That is going to be, because I don't feel like doing math.
Yeah, heck math.
Yeah, heck math. Okay, all right, cool. So that's 42 for the three of you. Okay. You guys do... None of you are from here. Grigor, you are the closest to being from here, but you're typically hanging around the dock side of town. So as you get further, basically inland from the waterfront, it starts to become a little bit more confusing on some of these streets and alleyways. And you get turned around a couple of times, but it's not too bad. You get back on track, and it basically just adds about another 30 minutes to your walk. And so essentially, you guys end up arriving within eyesight, not right up to the building yet, but you guys basically get visual on the large fortification that essentially, for the purposes of this map, is actually built into the side of the hill, kind of around this area. It is built into the side of the hill that plateaus up towards the central market, and it is a large hewn stone structure, rather nice looking. It does look like it was not originally intended to be a guard facility. It would look like it may have been more of like probably a small castle or some sort of like manor of some kind at one point, and has just been kind of like retrofitted and added onto to create this now very clearly defined guard-based structure. There are Darun city pennants that are hanging, flanking some of the doors. You see some turrets that have been built into the structure that go up, and you can see guards kind of standing up on these very high towers, essentially, that are built onto several parts of the structure. And it looks essentially pretty well guarded for the most part. You see several guards standing guard at the main set of double doors in the front, and where you guys are currently standing, and I'll leave it to your determination from this point, is when you see the structure, I'll say that you come to a stop, and from where you're standing, you are not currently standing out in any way. You are not necessarily identifiable from any sort of the guards because you're not near the building. You're basically about, I'd say, 250 feet away currently, and you're kind of on a main road that you can see in kind of the distance, but you have plenty of distance between here and the building to decide how you want to approach. As I said before, it's essentially about a little past midday at this point. It is... it's just slightly overcast, so there's plenty of sun, blue sky. There's no bad weather or anything like that currently. And the building is a pretty good distance off. Currently, where you stand, you only see one set of doors at the front. That does not, however, mean that there is no other entrance. What would you three like to do at this point?
Dax would kind of look at the other two, and Dax would kind of look at the other two and be and kind of motion like, "You have any ideas?"
Grigor would reply with, "For the one who wanted to come here, I thought you had a plan."
She would look at him. Fair. Dax is gonna turn their attention back to the building. Does she see any way that they could like sneak in, like an open window or a unguarded door?
So yeah, I'll give you some options here. Currently, like I said, you're about 250-ish feet away, if not a little bit more, just based on where you're currently standing. So you have a couple of options. One, you can attempt to make a perception check at disadvantage with a rather high DC from here due to the fact that you're very far away and don't have a full visual on the building. Or you can choose to either individually or as a group try to nonchalantly like recon the area and the building, and essentially try to basically make some various rolls of perception and maybe stealth to see if that you can get closer and up and around it to kind of, like I said, recon the whole structure.
Tippy's invisible, right?
Currently, yes.
Dax would look back. Tippy, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Since you're the invisible one of us, do you want to see if you can find a way in?
Sure, I'll scout ahead.
Okay. So that's the plan?
Yes.
Okay. So, Dax and Grigor, what are you doing while Tippy invisibly trots off towards the structure?
Dax is kind of just... She finds a spot where she can kind of just stand and lean that doesn't make her stick out, but allows her to also view the building and kind of view the foot traffic that goes past the building.
Okay.
Grigor would do the same, but from a different spot.
Sorry, I'm messaging. I was just messaging Jesse. I thought I could type faster than that. Okay, so you two basically are setting up kind of in an alley, essentially, but from different positions to have an overwatch on the building. Perfectly fine. Are you guys basically hiding, taking like hide actions, or are you just trying to like kind of blend into the crowd?
Blend in.
Blend in? Okay, cool. Sounds good. What about you, Grigor? Same?
Same.
Cool, great. Okay. So then Tippy, because you are invisible, I want you to go ahead and... So are you just going... describe to me what you're trying to do, and I'll tell you what I need you to do.
I'm gonna go up to the building, obviously. See if is there any, like, possibly open windows with, I don't know, a jumpable place where I can get into?
I gotcha. Okay. So then in that case, if you're going to kind of be doing a quick scan of the outside of the building for a potential entry point for yourself, regardless of height or anything, because you're invisible, I'm not going to make you roll a stealth check because visually they will not be able to see you and you're not going to be close enough to attract noise. So go ahead and roll me a perception check. Yeah, just go ahead and roll me a straight perception. You have no modifier to your perception? I did not realize this. Okay.
My wisdom ain't the greatest.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, all right. So with a 15, it takes you a little bit of time because the building is rather large and you are rather small, as well as obviously you are invisible, but you have to be careful of bumping into people. So with a 15, you do notice that there are, like I said, there are front doors that are flanked by guards that are up on like a kind of sort of a porch. It has basically two sets of stairs that go up towards each other, hit like a little landing, and then there's a porch, like a balcony, and then two guards are flanking a set of doors there. Immediately to the left of that, you see a large tower that is much taller than the building, and you don't see any windows. You do see some small slits way up on the tower, like that you could presume would be for like archers to shoot through. You do see some closed windows on this side of the building. You don't see any open currently, and you kind of make your way around part of the building, and you notice that there's two other towers on the end that that are basically closest to the hill. They kind of pop up in front of the hill, and obviously then you hit the hill, and there's nothing you can do there. You don't see any windows. You do see a smokestack that is billowing smoke out of this side of the building. Basically, this edge of the building, to clarify, is far right of the main door, and then it hits the mountain. If you go to the left, you can actually go around the building a bit, and you do see some windows that are up very high, what would presumably be a second floor of some kind. And then if you continue to go around, it's kind of the same thing. You see there seems to be some sort of what's the word? Symmetry to this part of the building. And then on the back side of the building that is away from the street and everything, you see kind of a jut out portion with no windows of any kind here except some stained glass very, very, very high up. Again, this hewn brick building, so there's nothing you can really climb from up here. But you do see that on the very back now, almost near the mountain, there's a bunch of trees on this side of the building because there's no road here. And some of the trees get close enough to the building, and you do see, with a 15, you see one potential entry point. It's the only one that seems to catch your eye based on what you're looking at. That is about halfway between a first and second story. and it is on one of the towers, and you know, sorry, not towers, on one of the jutouts of the building, and it is a decent sized window, a little small for a normal creature, but for a creature of your size, looks like you could get through it. And like I said, it's just a little bit higher than a first story window, but it's shorter than a second story, and it's cracked open just a little bit, and it looks like it's letting some fresh air in, but it's not locked shut. And you do think that you could get to it if you were to try to jump from a nearby tree branch into the window.
With that knowledge, I'm gonna head back to the two so I can relay what I found before doing anything.
Okay, so you zip back around the building, and for the other two that are watching, this does take a little bit of time because she is small and this is a decently large building. So about 35 to 45 minutes later, Tippy, you do get over to them. Now, if I'm not mistaken, hang on a second. How long does your invisibility last? What's the effect on that? Hold on a second. Well, it is at will, so technically you can just keep casting it. It lasts up to 1 hour, but you can, because you only have one charge a day that you can use at will. That's right. Yeah. So, by the way, since you only have one charge per day that you can use at will, at this point it'll take you. Okay, I'm gonna do this because you cast your invisibility earlier while you were walking, and it only lasts for an hour. I will allow you to have. It's up to you. You can either have kept that and basically now your invisibility will have been gone, or you can have retconned that and only activated your invisibility when you went to go and investigate the building. And you'd still have about 30 minutes or so. I'll give you about 30 minutes left on that charge. It's up to you how you want to handle that, because I didn't realize that it only lasted for an hour.
We could retcon it and make it so.
Okay.
I forgot it did an hour.
Yep, that's fine. So go ahead and make sure you dispense that charge so that you don't have any uses left currently, because you'll need I believe a long rest to get that back. And you'll have
charges.
So on your spell sheet, you'll see under your at will at the top it says invisibility, and it says 1 use. So if you just click the spell, and then on that it'll say consume item use, and you'll just want to make sure that you cast that, and it will remove the use until you receive, I think, a long rest. I think it recharges. I'm not actually sure exactly how this is set because it's a class ability, but I believe it's based on a short or a long rest, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, that's one thing it didn't specify when it was.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't see.
I mean, I can check I can just tell you what it is. It recharges on. Oh, where is it? Long rest. You recover at a long rest.
Cause I don't see the charge thing you were talking about.
To the right of on your spell sheet, in your spell book.
Yeah.
At will, invisibility. To the right of that, you should see uses.
Nope.
You don't see a column on your spell sheet entitled uses. Because I'm looking right at it. I see basically you have requires concentration, what school of magic it is, how long, the time on it, the range, the target, the role, the uses, the formula, and then nothing.
For me, the uses are below the name of the spell.
It might be because of how big my screen is. Oh, you know why? Yeah, so expand the sheet, drag the sheet out to the right. Yep, I see it. Yeah, so so either that or look, so where it says invisibility, and then right underneath it you see VSM and then dash 1/1. That's your uses.
Hey.
Sorry, I keep forgetting because I have a 2K screen now. I have everything much bigger.
It's so big.
It's so big. Okay, so, but yeah, make sure you go ahead and cast that real quick, and it'll put it into the chat and use it like a normal spell, and it will remove that use. Okay, cool. So that's now done. You have about 30 more minutes on the invisibility, which I'll just go ahead and do that. There you go. Woo, you're invisible.
The thing that.
God, that was so loud.
I posted, by the way, Neon?
No, I saw the thing that you sent me. Wait, hold on. Oh, that's right. Okay. Thank you. I forgot about that, Monhold. See, this is why it's good to know your characters, because I forget these things. Okay, cool. So in that case, we're still going to say that you retconned it and activated when you got to the building, just for the sake of, because of the amount of time it took you to go around the building. But this is good to know when moving through the city. I always forget you move through twice as fast. So we'll back the time up a little bit. So basically, in that case, it is now basically high noon. You were able to get here faster than originally thought, so it's high noon is happening right now. I heard you giggle. I had to say it. So you did get here quicker. It's midday. You've scoped out the building. You return over to your crew. You are currently still invisible. What do you do? Tippy, what do you do?
I'm obviously gonna relay the knowledge back to them.
Well, remember, they can't see you.
They can still hear me.
They can still hear you, but they cannot see you.
They might come to a shock that as the squirrel was suddenly talking to them in their head, but hey. Well, an invisible nothing is talking to them in their head.
So what is Tippy relaying?
About the hole in the tree thing.
Tyro. Okay.
Huh?
Tyro said we can't even echolocate the squirrel because it's in your head. Exactly. Like you can't hear the voice and go, oh, it's coming from this direction. It just suddenly appears in your head and there's just no way of knowing. Okay. So, all right. So I'll grant you that, Fox. I'll allow you to jump over any RP and just relay the information I've already said.
That was a lot of information. Okay.
Yes. So Dax and Grigor, you get imparted the wisdom that Tippy seems to have found a potential entry point for at least herself on the backside of the building, with the potential of maybe getting a full body through there, but there's no guarantee at this current point. As well as the fact that there is a door, that a set of double doors on the front.
Dax is gonna kind of look. I mean, so that's a possibility. And then as she's kind of thinking, do we still have that piece of paper that's from the quote unquote king?
Oh no.
Has it been less than 10 days?
It has been less than 10 days. That was basically the equivalent of a day and a half ago, I think, is something like that.
Then yes, we have those papers.
Oh no. I forgot about that.
Well, then we could also try that route.
Yeah, we could. We could.
What's your thoughts, Grigor?
It might be easier to sneak in than to convince the entire garrison that there's a king.
Model, if you didn't have inspiration, you get it now. That was too good.
Fair. I mean, we were able to convince 2 tax collectors, but an entire garrison definitely would be harder.
I don't know why that tickled me. That I'm like trying to picture you 3 trying to convince an entire building of city guard that their entire life is a lie and there is in fact a monarch that no one knew existed.
I mean,
Yes, Tyro, that's exactly the vibe.
I mean, technically, wouldn't we just have to find like a young one who looks stupid enough to believe it? To let us through the doors?
That, or we just have to convince the one in charge of the local garrison.
That's fair. So how do we get to convincing that person?
Well, what did our papers say again?
Oh man, what What did it say?
Oh fuck, that's a good question.
Oh my gosh. So I think somebody wrote it down. I think you had to write it down, Fox, because it was your spell, I believe.
Did I write it down?
That was a while ago, so I don't remember. I'm surprised anybody remembered that. Shadow, you can have inspiration if you didn't already have it for remembering
I
something
already
from
have inspiration.
like 4 months ago.
Do I? Please tell me I do.
It was a defining moment, so of course I'm gonna
It was
remember
definitely a
it.
defining moment. Okay, I think I went too far back in my notes.
That's not it. I get deleted. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Okay, hold on, a little bit further. Here's my notes. They have effectively gaslit the collectors and a bystander into believing that some sort of king has issued orders to the small band of good Samaritans. I'm trying to see if I have what you wrote down.
What episode was that? Because
This would have been
VODs.
This would have been session 28 or 29.
I'm hearing my own voice. I want to hate myself.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was. Something along the lines of an investigation into corruption within the city of Daroon. Yeah, I don't have it written down exactly. I thought somebody wrote it down in their notes. It was not me.
I thought I did, but apparently I didn't.
Well, if that's the case, and if it's something, if we're gonna go, do we want to go with this something along the lines of corruption?
I mean, I know for a fact that the note was basically that this king of the land had given you all his blessing and his authority to investigate and root up corruption within the city of Daroon and the surrounding region. That is essentially what it said. I don't remember the exact wording, but that was the vibe.
Dax would, if we're gonna go with that, Dax would look at the two. I mean, if I remember correctly, it was something about corruption, right? And I mean, if that's the case, we might be able to use it. I couldn't remember for a second what you had put on it.
Listen, I just made shit up. I don't remember what I said either.
Well, do you still have it on you?
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna pull the bag around and dig through it to find the paper.
I mean, technically, yes, the paper is in there. I just don't remember what's on it.
I'm trying to find it.
Just hand it to me and I'll read it.
If I find it, I'm gonna pull it out and hand it over to Dax. Okay.
Dax is gonna take the floating paper because you're still invisible.
Oh wait, would I would the paper be invisible? Because I'm holding it technically.
Well, that's a good question. Hang on, let me look at the way it's as written.
Or am I just grabbing some floating paper?
Probably.
I'm pretty sure yes.
Yes, anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it is on the target's person. The spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. So the item that, while it's in your possession, so in your bag, and thus while you're holding it, is invisible. But if you then hand it to Dax, and Dax can somehow find it in the middle of the floating air and grab it, it will then become corporeal, and she'll be able to see it.
So Dax hears you say, here it is, and she puts her hand out and she just starts trying to grab air, trying to find it.
I'm gonna put it in her Dax's hand.
Okay, and you do feel it because it's just invisible, it does not exist. So you feel something in your hand, and then once you clutch on, and Tippy, once you let go, suddenly in your hand, Dax, is the parchment that Tippy manifested a day and a half ago.
Dax takes it, unrolls it, and looks at it. All right, what's this say again? All right.
Words.
Yeah,
Jumble.
Hold on. Let me think about this real quick. Let me think on, because I'm going to come up with something.
Well, since it's technically the spell lasts 10 days.
Uh-huh.
Have I had a long rest since then?
Oh, absolutely.
Wouldn't I be able to change the spell wording?
Yeah, you could redo it.
Hold on.
But here's the thing. When you cast that spell and you roll...
I break my invisibility.
Well, you break your invisibility, but you also... Basically, what I was kind of holding is that because you still had it, when you drafted it and you did a check, I forget exactly what check I had you roll, but I had you roll and you rolled very, very high, which is why it was so convincing. If you do it again, you're going to have to make another one, and there's a chance it won't be as convincing. If I remember correctly, doesn't the way the spell work means anyone allied with the caster just sees... let me double check. Illusory script. To you and any creature you designate when you cast the spell, the writing appears normal, written in your hand, and conveys whatever meaning you intended when you wrote the text. To all others, the writing appears as it were written in an unknown or magical script that is Oh, okay. Alternatively, you can cause the writing to appear to be entirely different message, written in a different hand and language, though the language must be one you know. Should the spell be dispelled, the blah, blah, blah. Okay, that is correct. So backing up then, in that case, the you guys would be able to understand what's on the paper. But because the spell was cast a day and a half ago and was cast basically in the presence of these two individuals and you designated them to be able to read it, you can't, like, the new people won't be able to read it because you weren't designated it when you cast the spell. So essentially what you would need to do is you would need to redo this. You need to do, if you wanted to go this route, you'd have to do it again in order for it to be legible to these individuals. Otherwise, it would just look like gibberish. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Man, Monol over here just rule lawyering me, and I'm actually here for it.
Well, so...
Dude, you guys have some wild memory over here. Like, I'm very impressed.
Dax kind of... Would Dax know this about the spell?
You would not know it because you do not know this spell. As far as you're concerned, it's legible in front of you. It looks no different. Tippy, however, you would absolutely know this because you know this spell. You would understand, as well as your book would help clarify for you. Speaking of which, the voices on my Go XLR are broken because I had to reinstall the profile, so I believe I currently don't.
Wait. Oh, never mind. I do.
I do have voices. Never mind. We're good. Your book and your ring are back. But yes, you would know this about your spell. You would understand the rules and how this works.
So Tippy's gonna be like, well, here's the problem. The people at that building is not gonna be able to read it the way the money people did.
Mm-hmm.
So I can either break my invisibility to redo my spell for them to be able to read it, or I stay invisible for the time being. And I'm not sure how skilled I can be with this one. They might be smarter than the other ones.
In Darun, they speak different language, or in Darun, not Darun.
You're in Darun.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the continent as a general.
Oh, Adalia.
In Adalia, they speak different languages, right?
Sure. Common, obviously, is common. But yes, there are many different languages across the continent. It is sort of a melting pot.
Well, we could also just go with they don't know the king's language. Because the king is and she sits there and thinks for a second, is some celestial being that only speaks some sort of celestial language that commoners and peasants don't get to speak.
That might work.
Well, first let me read this to see if this will even work for what we want. So Dax pulls out finishes unrolling the paper. By royal decree of His Majesty the King of Aldalia, in the interest of preserving the integrity of the Crown's institutions, ensuring fairness among all subjects, and upholding the ancient laws of honesty and good governance, His Majesty hereby authorizes and empowers us four persons whose identities shall remain undisclosed for personal reasons, to conduct a full, unrestricted investigation into matters of alleged corruption within the city and surrounding area.
Okay.
These four...
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Keep going.
These four appointed investigators shall act with the full authority of the Crown, bearing the King's mandate to examine records, question officials, and gather testimony, operate independently and free from interference, report their findings to His Majesty, and remain anonymous. All subjects of the kingdom, whether of high station or humble birth, are commanded to give aid, truth, and cooperation to these investigators. Any who obstruct, deceive, or hinder their work shall be considered in contempt of the Crown and punished accordingly. Given under our hand and seal and the year of the Crown by the grace of the King.
Okay. Did you write that, or did AI write that? I have to ask.
No. So I went ahead and threw a quick prompt into ChatGPT.
Okay. That's what I thought.
It gave me some ideas, but then I wrote it and worded it.
Okay. All right. Here's what I'm willing to allow, because
it was half me, half AI.
Yeah. Here's what I'm willing to allow. Tippy, if you want to recast this spell and redo this based on what Dax just read out, because that was amazing, you can, and I will not make it like a super hard DC or anything like that, for like the quality of it, because that was actually very well written. However, if you want to go the other route of basically just being like, this was what's already there, and you're trying to convince them that this is some other script, that is fine too. I'm giving you guys the option here.
I prefer option A, but it's up to Fox.
Well,
I'm torn now, because the second one was pretty funny.
So
where it's like, oh, only certain people can read this.
It is
You're not worthy.
Well, yes.
Worthy.
Honestly, you know what? You guys do what you want to do, because I need to keep my mouth shut. I'm not a player. I have so many thoughts on all of this, but yeah.
Oh, I don't know what to.
I'm fine with either. I am fine with either. We will make do with either.
Like I don't care about dropping my visibility, but it's the fact that that's kind of funny to go in and be like, yeah, you can't read this, bitch. Oh. What'd Tippy do though? What do you guys say? Do I recast it, or are we going with fully trying to fucking baffle them right now?
Are you asking the group above table,
yes.
or are you asking? Okay.
Yes.
Well, in that case, anyone who wants to pitch in for that, whether you're involved in the scene or not, go for it.
Honestly, let's just baffle them. Let's just shoot straight baffle them.
Oh, I'm so here for this. Okay, so is that the plan?
We're going full fucking.
Okay.
Full force into this shit now.
Okay, so with that, do you guys? What do you guys do?
Since Dax is holding the paper, she looks over at both. She looks over at Grigor, and then she doesn't know where Tippy is, so she kind of just looks around. Well, are y'all ready?
As ready as I'll ever be, I guess.
We got this.
That's the appropriate response.
It really is. Okay, so you guys turn. Tippy, you're still invisible. So the three of you, presumably the two of you, make your way down the street towards the large guard fortification. As you approach the front of the building, essentially, like I said before, there is a perpendicular set of stairs that are basically, like I said, perpendicular to you, that go from like this sort of mezzanine that then come down to the ground. So you can kind of go left or right, but it's the same thing. And you guys walk up to the stairs, and you're able to go up the stairs to the mezzanine that is basically the front porch of this building. And on the front porch, you see a archer off to your left who is standing on the porch. He has his bow slung over his shoulder, and he's kind of surveying the area in front of this building, kind of the cobblestone walkway that kind of bulges out to this where this building is. You can kind of clock that he's kind of peripherally watching you two, but is more focused on the area out and about. Whereas the two guards at the front doors, both almost in perfect unison, move their spears into a guarding position blocking the door, and both of them standing there, halt, and they are flanking the door and stopping you from being able to go. State your business.
Dax approaches them and looks at them looks at the two of them. Get out of the way. We have orders from the king to investigate the ruin for corruption.
Okay. I need a persuasion check for sure.
I'm doing physical dice for this. This is too good to not.
Yep.
Plus I have new dice I want to use.
Nice.
That's a D10. Where's my D20? You said persuasion?
I need a persuasion check, please. And I'm going to say it's not a low DC.
I didn't think it would be.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't matter if it's a low DC or not.
What'd you get?
A nat 20.
Ooh, okay. What's your modifier to that?
Plus my 23. Or plus my 3, so
I was gonna say, I'm sorry. So it's 20. Okay. Okay. With a 23 on the persuasion, they kind of glance at each other and kind of glance back to you. And remind me again exactly what you said.
Get out of the way. We have orders from the king to investigate the ruin for corruption.
The king. We glances over. We don't have a king. We have a city council made up of representatives.
No,
I think you're in the wrong spot.
Dax stops him right then and there. No. There is a king and his not holy family. His royal family are in charge of all of Adelia. And she pulls out her paper, or the paper, and just kind of holds it in front of them.
Uh-huh.
This is our decree.
Now, are you holding it like displaying it for them to see, or are you holding it like you're about to read from it?
Like I'm about to read from it.
Okay, so they can't see the writing. So you pull out this scroll, and do you actually read it, or do you just hold it?
Yeah. No. So she just holds it for a second, looks at the two to see if there's any reaction.
At a 23, they're intrigued, but they're still blocking the door. And every so often, you catch their eyes go back and forth from each other to you with a mixture of disbelief and curiosity.
So then she starts reading. And she reads the same thing that I said earlier.
Oh, you're reading it again. If you think I'm not. Like, if you think you're getting out of that, you're crazy.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give you a preemptive warning. Normally I wouldn't do this. You're gonna roll a performance check after reading this, so just keep that in mind.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Uh-huh. Now, and before you start reading, real quick, what is Grigor doing whilst Dax is trying to do this? What is your demeanor? What are you doing?
Grigor is like a mix between cringing and trying not to laugh.
Okay, all right. And then finally, what is Tippy doing while this is happening? Mind you, you are still technically invisible currently.
Yes. Which one looks more stronger? That was not English. Which one looks stronger of the two?
They look pretty comparable to each other. They're about average height and build. They look like they're pretty fit. I mean, they're soldiers, so they have a bit of like tone to them. a little bit of what one might say girth. They are wearing your standard city guard armor, so they have a sort of a metal chest piece with leather pauldrons, and these two guys are actually wearing helmets with a little like nose piece that comes down to guard over their nose, and they have a simple shoulder cape on their left shoulder, which you've seen before in some of the city guards scattered around town. But as far as like strength over the two, they look pretty similar.
What about weapons? Do they have the same, or
both
are they different weapons?
Both are carrying spears that they're now like they're basically like using to guard the door. You can tell both of them have short swords sheathed at their hips. As far as that, you're not sure. Anything beyond those are the visible things that you see without any sort of a roll. The archer that is basically immediately to the right of them, left of you guys, is very clearly holding is equipped with a longbow, and has some daggers that are sheathed to his waist.
I'm gonna pick one of them. Which are we closer to either one of them? Are they like dead? We dead center of them?
I'd say that you guys are closer to the one on your left, basically left of the door, just due to the angle at which you'd have to approach the door from the landing.
Okay. I'm going to prepare a spell just in case this really goes south.
All right. What are you preparing? What's the trigger?
Vicious Mockery.
Okay. All right.
And it's gonna be if they not go to attack, because I doubt they're gonna attack. More so if they go to threateningly do something.
Okay, so if they suddenly become hostile and aggressive.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now that that's been set, I need Dax to relay her decree, and then as soon as you're done, or sometime in the middle, I need you to roll a performance check.
All right. She's going. I know this will be part of the performance roll, but she's going to try and relay it with as much seriousness and confidence as possible.
Okay.
Alrighty. By order of His Majesty the King, sovereign of this realm and guardian of its peace and justice, let it be known throughout the kingdom, in the interest of preserving the integrity of the crown's institutions, ensuring fairness among all subjects, and upholding the ancient laws of honesty and good governance, His Majesty hereby authorizes and empowers 4 persons whose identity shall remain undisclosed, for reasons of security and impartiality, to conduct a full and unrestricted investigation into matters of alleged corruption within the realm. These 4 appointed investigators shall act with full authority of the crown, bearing the king's mandate to examine records, question officials, and gather testimony as necessary, operate independently, free from interference by any noble, minister, or officer of the kingdom, report their findings directly to His Majesty, and remain anonymous. All subjects of the kingdom, whether of high station or humble birth, are commanded to give aid, truth, and cooperation to these investigators.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that.
Let me catch my... Dax just randomly adds this next sentence, FYI. This isn't actually in paper. She just randomly adds it. And I say it because I came up with this as I was looking at it. Any who obstruct, deceive, or hinder their work shall be considered in contempt of the crown and punished by death. Given under... and then she goes down to the bottom. Given under our hand and seal in the year of the crown by the grace of the king. And then let me do my performance.
Yep, let's get a performance on this. Okay, Grigor, while this is happening, With a 27, you are so used to maintaining your stoic presence and demeanor that even though this hilarious thing is happening in front of you, you have a brief moment where you feel a laugh start to escape, and you basically pull the Coach Hines thing of you are worthless if you shed a tear, you're worthless if you laugh, and you just immediately become one with stoicism, and the laugh escapes you, and you are able to maintain your sort of like I said, stoic and focused demeanor. What'd you get for your performance check?
21.
21. Okay. Well, with a 16, a 5, and a 3, these three, two of the three, immediately the archer you see stand up a little bit straighter, and kind of you notice that he stands up straighter as you read this. And he now looks very focused on the world around him, like he is ready to find a threat from anything. The one on the other side of the door, the one you weren't speaking with, like his eyes become very wide, and he looks over at his friend, and he's like, you can start to hear the slight shake and rattle of his spear as suddenly he becomes very nervous. The other one glances at him, glances at towards the archer, and then back to you, and has a soft gulp, and then kind of goes, I didn't know we had a king. No one ever told me. And again, no one ever tells me anything. All right, I need to see that document. I need to ensure that it is legitimate and you're not giving me a farce. Come on, I'll see that, please.
She looks at him. I can, but unless you are worthy and have been touched by the king, you will not be able to read what is on this paper.
Okay, last one. I need one more persuasion check. I will give it to you at advantage because they rolled so low on whether or not they believed you. However, we're still talking a high DC here, so let's see what happens. This is insane, Fox.
I just saw the message.
I'm going to rewrite my entire world to the point where people believe that there's this king that exists that's a celestial being that no one's ever seen before.
All because of our group.
Because of you guys, yeah.
I got a 19.
The 19. Okay. All right.
Wait, you said with advantage. Hold on.
I did say with advantage, yes.
With advantage.
Yeah, I thought that was with advantage.
No, that was not with an advantage.
Okay.
No, with advantage, I have a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Okay. With a dirty 20, he kind of looks a little surprised. Says, I still want to see it though, and he like starts to grip it, but he looks like. How do I put this? He looks like he just wants to just give in, but he's like, I have a job to do, and if I don't, I'm going to get in trouble. So I at least need to look at this document. Like, that's the vibe you get on his face, is he's like almost hesitantly trying to grab at the paper.
She gently releases it so that he can look at it.
He takes it, and as he pulls it towards him to read, he glances at it, and his brow furrows, and he looks very confused. He flips it over and back again, and just does it a couple times. This is scribbles. And he holds it up for you to look at.
What did I tell you, though?
But I thought, wait, so I'm not worthy?
No, you're not.
Leon,
what?
in his head, he's gonna, you aren't worthy.
Oh. Okay, well played. I'm not even making a roll for that. He goes, oh, and he throws it back at you. He's like, please, go about your business. We did mean nothing. Please let his Royal Highness know we are loyal to the king, I suppose.
Why are we giving the NPC trauma and
This
psychological
is the third.
damage?
This is the fifth NPC we've given trauma to because you just did 3 at once and 2 before.
Are we still the good guys or are we anti-heroes at this point?
I don't know.
Okay,
We've just
we're not-
rewritten the universe.
Okay, to be fair, we're not giving them trauma. We're just making them rethink their life was a lie.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so they both snap to attention. Their spears come up, and they now unbar the way for the door. So the door's still closed. It's a set of double doors, but essentially you now have the ability to walk through. Do you enter?
Dax enters, but as she does, she rolls the scroll back up.
Okay.
And as she's doing that, she's also keeping an eye on the 2 guards as she passes them.
Okay. All right. So what's gonna happen is, give me a second here.
Hey, how many more people are we gonna make believe there's a king?
I don't know.
And as Grigor walks by them, he stops to give them both the salute, then proceeds.
Nice touch. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try to drag you guys over here.
I'm happy I
hold
got
on.
I'm happy I got a dirty 20 that last one, because that almost was in the nat 1.
Sorry, I forgot to make it daytime. Okay. So you guys said that you guys are just gonna go ahead and walk in?
Yeah, but like I said, as they're walking in, Dax is keeping an eye on the 2 guards as she passes them,
Mm-hmm.
and she's rolling the paper up and putting
Yes.
it away for safekeeping.
Sure, of course. Okay. So they let you enter, and basically as you guys enter the facility, you guys find yourself standing in a large hallway, spanning left to right with a huge floor runner. It is somewhat dimly lit in here. There's a little bit of natural light coming through a few windows. There's some torches that are lit in a couple spots, and you can hear sort of the echoing cacophony of sounds coming from all around. You hear the sound of footsteps in different directions as people walk up and down certain hallways. Directly ahead of you, you see an opening with no doors that spills into a large central area. And that large central area from where you're standing, you can sort of make out what looks to be the edge of an archery range. You can hear the sound of metal on metal. You can hear talking and things of that nature. Basically, you hear just a smattering of noises all around as you are now standing inside the guards' fortification, the guards' fort, essentially. Yeah, you guys made it inside at least. Now, granted, what you immediately see from where you are all currently standing, you do notice there are guards kind of all over the place.
I will say, I love how the rogues have turned in. I love how the rogues have gone from rogues to con artists.
Pretty much, yeah. Give me 1 second. Thank you, Tyrope. I forgot. I was trying to make sure.
Our rogues.
Yeah. I think the best way for me to do this is I'm going to see if I can give.
Just let us piggyback on the players.
Yes. I think what I'm going to do is. I thought there was a way that I could. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to remember how to do this because it's been forever.
You can give us observer range.
Yes, that's what it was. I was trying to remember the configure ownership.
Name.
That's it. Okay. So all players are gonna have observer for that, and then same thing for him, and the same thing.
You might not want to do all players, because then the other players that are physically there then have view from all of the angles.
I'm not opposed to that right now, based on the current layout.
Fair.
Yeah. Thankfully for the way we're doing this, I'm actually okay with that being the case. So, but thank you for shouting that out. Okay, so
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, you guys should be able to see. I know that chat can, but everyone else should now be able to at least see what's going on. Cool. Okay.
If
All right.
you can't see, switch scenes and come back to the Stockade.
Or refresh, either or, but you should have what you need.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're standing here in this open area, I'll basically say, as you step into this space, before anyone has immediately noticed you, you recognize that you are now sort of on the clock. Currently, no one is looking your direction. You do see a guard off to your immediate left that is walking away from you down the hall. You notice that way in the distance to the far right, you see another guard that has just rounded a corner and could potentially start making a way towards you. Directly in front of you, you do happen to see a potential few people in the central area, but no one is looking towards the door currently. But essentially, you recognize that for every person that sees you and potentially comes and talks to you, you're going to have to try to convince them of the same thing you just convinced the two out front of. And that is essentially what that is basically where you're at. So with that being said, what would you guys like to do?
Dax is gonna look at least Grigor. We need to find where they keep the bounties slash other documents, because I assume they're gonna be in the same area.
And with that nod, what would you guys? What would be your plan of action here?
So you said the guard to the I guess it would technically be the north.
Mm-hmm.
He's walking away. Is he walking towards the that door, or does
Yes.
it look like he's going to be taking a right?
Nope. He looks like he is on some sort of a patrol potentially, and he is headed towards an opening that you can see leads into another hall or chamber.
She looks at him. She looks back at Grigor. What do you want to do?
I guess we should pick a direction and hope it's the right way.
Let's go north then. And with that, Dax is going to all of a sudden. So Dax is this big character, but all of a sudden it almost is like she shrinks and she just makes herself super small
Okay.
out of nowhere.
So are you attempting to sneak? Is what I'm trying to pick up. Okay. All right. Grigor, do you match this? Are you trying to sneak as well, or are you trying to do something else?
I'll also get down low.
Okay. And then Tippy, are you going to mimic this behavior as well?
How much
He's
time do I have
invisible.
on? I was gonna say, how much time do I have still on my
You
invisibility?
have at this point, you probably have a guesstimate for yourself, but you think you probably have about maybe 15 minutes left on your timer here.
I'm gonna go ahead and break concentration on it and drop myself out,
Okay, go ahead and do that.
and then I'm gonna get lower than I already am.
Okay, so kind of go on like on all fours essentially.
Yeah.
Um,
How do I break concentration
hang
again?
on, it is on your second to last page, and
Excuse me.
yeah, you have a temporary
Oh, wait, I
effect of
found it.
concentrating on invisibility, so you just got to remove that.
Oh, hold on. I'm reading something.
Okay,
Conscious.
I can get it for you. Hold on.
Yeah, because it's not giving me.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, basically on that second to last page, you hit the little hamburger menu and it says break concentration, and it just removes it.
Okay. So I'm going to switch my thing up a little bit.
Okay.
Are any of these guards that are in the main room in Dax's line of sight?
I mean, with what you can visually see, if you zoom out, you should be able to see what you can see. Essentially, like your line of sight should show you what is visible.
Dax is gonna look at one of the guards, and all of a sudden she starts muttering some words.
Okay, which one?
And as she does, her appearance starts to change, and she casts disguise self as she tries to create the appearance of one of the guards.
Okay, I do believe that is just a thing that happens. I don't think you have to.
No, it says you can choose your disguise.
Yes. Okay. Where did it go? I was literally just looking at this a second ago. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, so this just happens. It does last for 1 hour, so make sure you're keeping an eye on that timer. And also remember that it will not hold up to physical inspection.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So with that, what we're gonna do. Actually, no, I can't do that because that will break it. For you. Okay, well, we're just gonna pretend that you currently look like one of the soldiers. In fact, actually, wait, did you? Hold on a second. Let me. Because doesn't it require concentration? No, it does
No?
not require concentration. Interesting. Okay. Just for my own sanity, I am going to apply a status here real quick. Maybe question mark. No, I'm not. That's annoying. Okay, well, never mind then. Okay, well, in that case, you currently are disguised. Okay, cool. So what are you gonna do now?
So now that Dax, at least at first glance, looks like a guard, she's gonna stand up and she's going to slowly start making her way north, making sure that she keeps like enough distance behind this guard in front of her,
Uh-huh.
but at the same time doesn't like, I guess you could say doesn't fall behind.
Okay. Grigor, are you following this, or are you also gonna try to sneak?
I'd be walking like 2, maybe 3 steps behind Dax to
Okay.
make it look like I'm being escorted through the fort.
Okay, sounds good. And Tippy, if you want to, if we can also retcon what you just did regarding your invisibility, if need be. Do you want to maintain the last 15 or so minutes on your invisibility, or do you want to try to sneak?
I'm gonna try to look like a pet.
Oh, okay. A pet of who? Grigor?
From anyone I can see.
Well, I'm
Hold
saying
on.
like Grigor or like what do you mean? Like anybody's pet, or one of these two is my question.
One of their two. I was gonna see if
Okay.
there's and if any guards I could see have like a companion pet near them, but I don't see any.
Not currently.
So we're just gonna walk beside Grigor as a pet.
Okay. Okay, cool. So as you guys start to walk away, you hear the doors shut behind you. And essentially the guard that is ahead of you is slowly making his way north through the hall. Currently, no one seems to have spotted you as you make your way up this direction. The guard makes his way towards the hall entry point. You guys seem to kind of slowly follow. Yeah, currently no one's really spotting you. I will say, as you pass the kind of the opening to your left, you do hear the sound of heavy foot like footfall on brick. That is like echoing through the space next to you, and you can see there's a spiral staircase that goes up and up and up, and you can immediately presume that this is one of those guard towers that you saw outside. Immediately, this is the entry to it on your left. As you pass the opening on your right, you realize it just dumps back into that same large central hall, and you can continue to see more weapons and gear and crates, and you even actually see what looks to be some sort of training arena that is immediately to your right that is cordoned off with rope and wood to create some sort of battle arena that looks, or like square, it looks like to be for sword training or whatnot. The guard in front of you currently does not seem to notice that you're following him. Do you guys continue to push forward?
Yeah, making sure that we're only going forward if he's going forward.
Okay. Well, thankfully, currently, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so I'm going to do something here. I have to do all these things manually, so. Okay, all right. So as he's now kind of standing in this central area here, do you guys? He kind of basically gets to a point where he stops in the middle of the room and he sort of like scans around a bit. Initially, it doesn't look like he's going to look in your direction, but you're unsure. What do you guys do?
So Dax is going to enter, and when she enters, can she see any other guards? Because it looks like there's a staircase that goes up, but I'm not sure if that's like a balcony or something like that.
So basically, this stairwell goes up here to a little flat part, and then goes up this to another landing, and then it comes up and it disappears above you. So basically, you can only see kind of to about here, and you can tell that it clearly goes up to an upper level, but you absolutely hear the sound of multiple footsteps on the level above you, and you can hear not hushed, but like just muttered voices of people that are talking clearly high above you and that you can't discern any form of words, but you can tell that there are definitely people on the floor above.
Is there any way for them to see down below, or
Currently, you don't know, but you can tell that basically the opening here where the chandelier is indicates that there seems to be right about like here. Oh, wait, hold on. Why can't I draw things? Basically right about here, you can basically see what looks to be the edge of a balcony to where basically they could look down like that, if that makes sense.
Okay. She also takes a quick look around to see if there's like any hiding spots just in case.
In this immediate room, go ahead and roll me a perception check real quick.
Perception. $15.
With a 15, you notice that immediately to your left, you could basically try to duck down right there. And you could basically have a half cover from this little section up here, and potentially maybe try to hide with a little bit of cover from anyone in the middle of the room, but you'd be perfectly visible to anyone coming down the stairs or anyone that walks in from behind you. You'd be visible right here. That's basically the only thing there. Aside from that, this is just an open room. There's nothing in here except stone floor, a large chandelier that hangs from a level high above. You can, however, see that there is a hall that continues over to your forward right. And I mean, if he turned around, you could try to duck in underneath the stairs, but you'd be perfectly visible to anyone from this hallway over here or anyone else in the room. There's not really any hiding spots in this particular room.
Okay. So Dax.
Also, to clarify, this is a chandelier hanging from the ceiling as well.
Gotcha.
Just smaller.
Dax puts her hand behind her and kind of like motions for them to wait. And after she does that, she quickly starts sneaking.
Okay.
And
Sneaking
as
out.
she sneaks, she quietly approaches the guard from behind.
Okay.
And immediately just jumps up, wraps her arms around his neck, covers his mouth, and basically tries to, I don't want to say suffocate him, but
You're trying to knock him out.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. You know what? This is where I don't like D&D. D&D does not have a built-in mechanic, to my knowledge, for like a one-hit KO. It's like damage based or like ability based and stuff like that. Go ahead.
There is something to borrow from Pathfinder called the coup de grace.
Okay.
Coup de grace.
I was gonna say I was gonna come up with something, but if you got something, I'm here for it.
I'd have
It's
to
an
look up the
autocrit
rules.
on
Mhm.
enemies that are incapacitated or not able to defend themselves. So
Oh,
it would apply
okay.
Here, because he is able to defend himself. You're just
Technically,
surprising him.
yes.
Yeah.
But it does count as a sneak attack or a surprise attack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this for sure is a sneak attack. Yes.
Oh, this is absolutely a sneak attack, with no doubt there. There's no doubt this is a sneak attack. This is
If
essentially
he would have been marked prone or helpless, that would have initiated what could have been a
Yeah.
coup de grace.
But I also recognize you're not trying to kill him, you're just trying to incapacitate him. So that is also different. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're not trying to do damage, you're just trying to knock him out. So
Yeah, and as she's doing it, she's also trying to do it in a way that like he can't really move his arms around. Does
sure.
that make sense?
Yep, you're trying to basically get behind him, and from what the sound of it, you're trying to pull like a Sam Fisher knockout, where you try to put your arm around his throat and then do a headlock basically and knock him out. Okay, I understand.
Basically, yeah.
So what we're gonna do is, because I love stealth plans and I love like the quiet, like I'm gonna try to not kill anybody vibe. So what we're gonna do for that is I want you to roll me the equivalency of a unarmed attack against this guy. So I want you to go ahead and roll me that. You're going to you can use it like your stealth, like your surprise attack or your sneak attack, excuse me, which I believe gives you advantage. So you can go ahead and roll that because you did get the jump on this guy. And let me just double look at here because I don't see.
That's just my D20, right?
It's D20, but let me check something here. You do have a +3 to your unarmed strike, so you can go ahead and add a +3.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with advantage, you said?
Because you have sneak attack, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because it's been forever since I played a rogue, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where sneak attack is.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. There we go. Hold on.
Ooh, I like that, Melon. That's not bad. Okay.
Sneak attack. Beginning at first level, you know how to strike subtly and exploit a foe's distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Once per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to one creature you hit with an attack. If you have advantage on the attack roll, the attack.
Oh, that's right. You get advantage because it's a surprise attack, and then because of that, you could add your sneak attack. Okay, so ignore sneak attack for this exact moment. Just go ahead and roll the attack with advantage because the guy doesn't know you're there. So go ahead and roll the unarmed strike, which is a d20 plus 3 at advantage. And we'll see if you can successfully basically, this isn't to see if you can hit him, because obviously you're going to be able to do this. It's a matter of will you successfully be able to grapple him and start trying to knock him out without basically him wiggling free or maneuvering out of it, or just not being able to do enough pressure. So just go ahead and try that.
I got a 18.
8. Meets it, beats it. Love it. Okay, so you do in fact successfully get up and get your arm around his throat and start the process of trying to knock him out. Now what I want you to do is you're going to technically roll quote-unquote damage. So to do that, you're going to do, because technically unarmed strike is just your strength plus 1. Let me think. I'm kind of making this up as I go based on what Melon just sent me because I really like this. You aren't the strongest person, so this actually does kind of make sense. So what we're going to do... How do I want to do this for you? Let's see here. Let me think. No, I appreciate Melon very much. Thank you. Let's do it this way. So you successfully hit it. You're trying to knock him out. Roll me a... Let's do it this way. Roll me a strength... Yeah, roll me a strength saving throw. Let's do it that way. Which it's the same. It's plus 0 for you. So just basically a d20. Because basically what this is it's just brute force to basically be a mix with arm positioning to try to basically get his body to stop breathing for a moment.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where did I put my d20 die?
You should have
had it in my hand.
You should have just rolled it.
I just had it in my hand. Oh, there it is. Okay.
And I may tweak this little function as we move through this encounter just simply because I want to find a system that I like that works. Because what Melon sent me is a great idea. It just gets weird because unarmed strikes don't add anything, and it's just your strength plus 1, which is not very much. So
I got a 16.
You got a 16 on the strength. Okay. With a 16, you are able to start like the process of choking him, but this is not a quick process, and this is going to take a second. So you're basically having to kind of hold on to him there for a moment, and he's kind of struggling and making muffled noises as you're trying to choke him out. While this is happening, Grigor and Tippy, what do you try to do anything to assist or cover or anything like that? Because Daxori, dressed as a soldier, is standing open in this echoey stone-floored section, trying to choke this guy out, and it's not an immediate process. It doesn't happen right away.
Grigor would be keeping an eye on the stairs to make sure no one's coming down.
Okay, all right.
What the fox doing?
Yeah, what's the fox doing?
Dying, apparently. I guess I'm gonna watch behind us.
Okay, so you're watching behind, and Grigor, you're watching forward towards the stairs?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Both of you roll me perception real quick.
Oh, ship.
Okay, with a 9 and a 10, Tippy, this is a very large space, and there's so much for you to try to keep your eyes on because you have visibility on so much. You have the hallway that goes all the way down to the end, and you do see a guy at the very, very end, but you're not sure how far away he is. In the space next to you, you hear various sounds and various cacophonies of noises that are kind of not only slightly distracting, but also slightly confusing as to where exactly you need to be paying attention to. And you can kind of see a few people milling about, but it's so much, you're not sure you're going to be able to, like, keep an eye on everything from this angle. For Grigor, with your 10, you can see the stairs, but from basically trying to stay perched, kind of tucked behind this corner, you don't have the best visibility on the stairs. So you kind of have to poke out every once in a while to get eyes on them. As you're kind of trying to choke this guy out, Dax, he is making a little bit of noise. Let's see. I'm gonna gonna do this.
Even with my hand covering his mouth.
It's not his mouth. It's his feet trying to scrape against the floor to try to struggle against. Okay. It's the sound of the various pieces of gear and armor he has on that are clattering and moving about. So it's not like a scream. It's just kind of the scuffling noise that's happening. He's not making a lot of noise. With an 11, he's not like, a trumpet, but it is echoing through this stone space. And after a moment, you hear from above the sounds of voices kind of like stopping for a second, and then you hear what sounds to be feet maybe moving towards a certain direction. You're not 100% sure yet. Go ahead. Huh? Oh, I thought I heard someone say something. Go ahead and roll me another strength, I guess check or saving throw. It doesn't matter because it's still just a d20 plus 0, so.
Another strength.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I really need to get the dice tray because I keep throwing my dice across my freaking desk by accident.
I like having my my big neoprene mouse pad. It basically makes a big dice mat.
All right, I got a 17.
17. All right, you can
tell
tell
that. That's not 17.
Okay, what is it?
Sorry, with the new dice, it's hard to tell. That is a. Nope, never mind. That is a 17. Okay. I'm stupid.
Sounds like you have Ashley Johnson dice. Okay. With a 17, you can tell that while he is starting to scuffle, you can kind of feel that he's starting to slowly lose, like, the fight. Like, it's the kind of struggle that he's putting up is starting to slowly fade a little bit. And you can feel that, okay, maybe he is starting to slowly lose consciousness. Like his breathing is starting to, maybe he's running out of oxygen or something. But he is still slightly making a little bit of noise. It's much less now because he is starting to lose the fight left in him. But yeah, he is still sort of like clanging and clattering against the floor a bit. And you do hear the footsteps above you that now seem to definitely be getting a little bit louder and presumably be coming towards the stairs. Let me think for a second. I will say, Tippy, even with a 9, you do notice that the guard at the other end of the hall is still walking your way slowly, and doesn't seem to have noticed you two yet, as you are guys kind of slightly obscured in shadow. But you do see him moving in your direction. Grigor, you don't spot anything as of yet. Let's go ahead and give me one more strength check, Dax.
Okay. That's not good. I got a 4.
The 4, okay. Let's see here. Okay. With a 4, as you were trying to choke him out and he was starting to kind of like, his fight was giving him, he's still struggling as best he can. But with a 4, you can feel that like you're getting exhausted trying to do this. You haven't done this either in a while or ever before. And this dude is a bit big. Like, this dude's a big old soldier. And you're realizing that the position that you had on his neck maybe was moved a little bit, or you kind of lost the grip the right way and you're not able to get the choke to kind of hold the way you wanted. And he starts to kind of like move his hands to try to like grab at you, and he like then changes and starts to grab the arm like the one that you have under his chin. He's trying to like pull it away from his throat, and he gets just a little bit of the pull from your fore. He gets a little bit, and so he's struggling a little bit longer now. You still have his mouth covered, but he's trying to get a little bit of air to his windpipes here. Grigor, that's when you do start to see the silhouette of some guards coming down the stairs up about here. You don't see them yet, but you can see that they're being backlit from some kind. You can see their shadows are being projected onto the wall where that torch is. Hold on a second. Yeah, let's go ahead and do one more strength check. Let's see what happens here.
Nat 20.
Nat 20, and there it is. You're able to get your grip back, and you just tighten your arm real tight, and his hands come loose, and he starts kind of clasping, and then as you pull tighter, his hands just kind of go limp, and his arms drop, and you feel his body go limp in your arms as his body is now unconscious.
As his body goes unconscious, would Dax be able to hear the sound of people getting close to the stairs?
You hear the slow footsteps coming down the marble stairs from above, or not the marble, so the stone stairs from above, and you can hear that. But it's just a slow. It's not like they're rushing down here or anything, but you can hear it, and you can see from where you're standing. If you look up, you can see like the very edge of the silhouette on the wall, kind of up here. So you know that they're coming, but they're nowhere near visible yet.
With that, Dax.
What you doing, Dax?
She quickly like starts moving, and as she's moving, she starts dragging the guy with her.
Okay.
And as she does, she kind of gets it so that she's now walking backwards, and she quickly peeks her head behind this corner up here on the right.
Okay. So go ahead, and so you're dragging him with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can. So in this quick, you don't have to go very far, so you can go ahead and peek a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. So you don't immediately see anything down the hall. You do see what looks to be an almost exact copy of the room you're in on the other end of the hallway, just inversed. You see another stairwell. You can see what looks to be the bottom of a chandelier that's being hung from above, but you don't see anybody currently over in that space. It just is an empty hall with an empty hallway with an empty room at the end. You do, however, see that there look to be two doors that are immediately visible on the basically along this wall. You can see kind of the where the door frames are. Basically, like, kind of like here and about here.
With that, Dax immediately starts making her way down the hallway towards the doors. If anything, she's putting a little bit more distance between herself and the people coming down the stairs.
Okay, so are you leaving the guy there, or are you still dragging him?
No, she's dragging him still.
She's dragging him. Okay. All right. So you can go ahead and move about 15 feet in this 6-second time span. So go ahead and right now you've technically moved 5, 10. You've moved 10 feet. So you could move another basically there and drag him with you because basically difficult terrain. You're essentially dragging someone with you, so you can move half your speed. Not difficult terrain. I'm sorry, because you're carrying somebody. You move half speed. I knew that. It's been forever since I've done this. Okay, so as this is happening, Tippy and Grigor, you guys watch as Dax finally gets this guy to pass out, and she starts dragging him further into the room. What do you guys want to do? Tippy, Grigor, what do you guys want to do?
Grigor's gonna just stay put and try to hide as best as he can.
I'm sorry, say that again. I was reading something.
Grigor's gonna stay where he is and try to hide as best as he can.
Okay, so you're gonna try to hide there. Okay, Tippy, what are you doing?
What is the area right beside the stairs closest to us? I can remember how to ping. That'd be great.
Just click and hold. So like right there.
Right around here. There we go.
It's basically just a little alcove essentially. I mean, you have this landing right here that is about 3 feet off the ground, and then it obviously juts up into a stairwell. So this little alcove right here is basically, walls on 2 sides, and a landing that's 3 feet high, and then a railing that goes up to the equivalent of about 6 feet high, with the top of the railing, and then that's it. So I mean, if you being a small creature could easily duck down there and be very hard to see from anywhere but like here.
I want to go in this corner.
Okay.
And I want to get as low as possible, like while hugging like the railing down below.
Okay. So you want to go prone. Okay. Okay. So you two are taking the hide action, it sounds like?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are trying to hide. Grigor, you're kind of in a unique spot there, so your hide is not, the best, but it is a little, it's a little shadowy there. There's not a lot of light over in that corner, so it's fair. You do see a guard that is basically coming essentially towards you currently. All right. With that, everybody kind of moves into the position. Dax, you can move another 15 feet if you'd like, if you're going to continue moving down the hall. Okay.
So as she's getting closer to the door,
mhm.
would she be able to hear anyone on the other side of it?
So currently in this sort of echoey space, the sound of you dragging a body across, a body clad in armor and metal weapons and various accoutrement, it is sort of a loud sound of this noise you're creating as you drag him through these hallways. However, once you come to a stop, if you'd like to try to roll a perception to try to perceive what's on the other side of the door, you can try that. But you're obviously gonna have to stop to do that.
Yeah, so once she goes to 15 feet and she stops to take a quick breather, she's going to use that time to see if she can hear anything on the other side of the door.
Okay, so while you're moving over to do that, I will say that Tippy, because of your current position, you guys don't see because Grigor, you're hiding, and Tippy, you're duck down hiding. Actually, we can go back to this. You guys hear what sounds to be footsteps standing on the staircase looking down into the space below, and they've stopped. You don't hear any more movement. You just kind of hear like murmuring. You can't make out voices or anything. And it stays that way for a couple of moments. You hear murmuring again, and then you hear the sound of those footsteps retreating slowly, going back up the stairs, and then the sound seems to vanish. Tippy, because of where you're at, you can't see over the landing, but you can if you wish to stand up and look.
And you said they're pretty much retreated?
It sounds like the footsteps have walked away, essentially.
All right, I'm gonna peek up and see if I can hopefully not see them.
Yeah, as you basically prairie dog up and look over the 3-foot landing, kind of peek your little head over the top. There is no one standing on the stairwell or the landing above, and all you can see from where you're standing is an empty stairwell.
Tippy's gonna glance over towards where Grigor was, because I don't think I can see him from my corner.
Yeah, you can see him.
Can I?
Yeah, you can see him. He's just kind of like pressed up against that corner in that wall there.
Huh, it didn't look like I would be able to. Oh, I didn't mean to grab myself. I'm gonna be like, hey, I think they're gone. We should probably catch up to Dax.
So you guys are now basically in this room together. Dax is nowhere to be seen, but you guys kind of know where she went. Do you guys follow her?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you guys go ahead and no worries, Melon. Oh, yeah, I'll let you guys do it. Go ahead. All right. So with that, as you guys come around the corner, you notice that Dax is now pressed up against a door, and there is an unconscious guard just laying passed out in the middle of the hallway. Dax, go ahead and roll me a perception check, please. Okay, 18. With an 18 pressed against this door and now no other sound being generated inside this space, except for like off in the distance you can hear just kind of like the reverberated echoes of some sort of sound somewhere else. What you do hear and make out is you do hear multiple voices on the other side of this door. However, this is a very large, heavy oaken wooden door. It is solid wood. Therefore, you can't make out. It's not like listening through a thin wooden door. This is a very heavy door. And so you can make out what it clearly is multiple voices coming from the other side of the door. With an 18, I'll give you that you can tell that there is a mixture of genders in the other room, but you are not able to make out any words or anything beyond just the kind of the coming from the other side of the door.
Dax steps back and looks over at the guard. And when she notices the other two, she's like, well, shoving him in there is not going to work. Does anyone have a spell to make him disappear?
Well, remember, there is a second door immediately to what would be Dax's left.
She's assuming they go both go to the same room.
I'm sorry, say that again.
She's assuming they both go to the same room.
I understand. I mean, okay, gotcha.
She's more concerned about getting this unconscious guard out of the middle of the floor. Anyone got a spell to make him disappear? Tippy?
Yo. I can make fog. That's not going to be very helpful, though.
No, that won't work. Well, what do we do with him then?
We could always prop him up in a corner and make him look like he just fell asleep.
Yeah, that works, I guess, for right now. Should we prop him up over in this corner? Now she says that she points to. Why won't it let me ping?
It's
so
a little
not the
weird,
only
but
one that was.
yeah, sometimes you have to like do it a couple times, but it'll work eventually. Yeah.
So as she says that, she points to this corner. Do we want to prop him up over in this corner?
Yeah, it seems like the closest one.
For now, at least.
Yeah.
No? What should we do with him then, Grigor?
That was about a minute ago. I think he was shaking his head or something before that.
Okay.
Yeah, that the shake said no was for the making him disappear.
Gotcha. Okay. Alright, well, Grigor, can you help me lift him up so I'm not making a bunch of noise again?
Well, he's already ready to pick him up by the leg, so.
Okay, so you two working together can move basically your full movement speed to bring him over here, if you'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you prop him up over in this corner, essentially, right about. Not the Windows key. Right about there, and just sort of prop him up. You said. Do you guys like stage him or anything, or you just set him down?
We put him there, and we kind of have him like sit against the wall, like he kind of sat down and fell asleep.
Okay, all right. Okay, so then after you drop him off, what next? What do you guys do?
That dude's gonna get in so much trouble.
still dressed as a. So Dax is still in her guard disguise. I don't know where we're going. I think we should take the risk and maybe ask someone.
You might have to, unless we're gonna wander this whole place.
All right. Well, I saw a guard down on the other end. I guess let's go ask him. Unless you have another idea, Grigor.
I don't.
Alright. Guess that was all kind of for nothing. And as she says that, she kind of starts making her way back the way they came to where they saw the other guard kind of patrolling.
Okay. Yeah, and in fact, you do see that the guard is still walking down, basically now walking straight towards you. And as he gets about here, he's like, halt. Wait, no, that's right. You look like a guard. I forgot. So he just kind of like starts to like kind of wave at you as he's walking, and he looks kind of confused. Just, wait, am I going the wrong way? I think. Who are you? I'm confused. I thought I was on this patrol.
No, you're. Dax looks at him and kind of waves. No, you're correct. I was sent by the council to get some documents / update some bounties, but I don't actually know where that room is.
I'm gonna need a persuasion check. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna need a deception check for that one. Welcome back. I should have been doing deception all this time, but that's fine.
You sure you really want to do deception?
Well, you've been lying this whole time. I should have been doing deception for literally every one of these, but I was like, persuasion,
Okay, well,
persuasion.
it's a 29.
Oh my
Are you sure
okay.
you want to do deception?
Yeah, I have almost a plus 10 to my deception.
That's insane. Okay, so with a 29 on the deception, he goes, so, all right, apologies. So wait, you're looking for, and as he says it, he kind of, you see that thing where he kind of half leans to look around you, says, what's that? And he points to Tippy standing directly behind you, based on what I'm looking at here, unless I'm mistaken. And this
You're right.
3-foot tall squirrel that's just lingering behind you. And he's just like, what's that?
Is Tippy standing, or is she like on all fours?
On all fours, looking as cute as possible.
Dax kind of looks back at it. I don't know. It's it just kind of followed me in here when I came in through the gate.
That's adorable. What? It's so cute. And he leans down. He's like, I've never seen one of these before. It's like a squirrel, but bigger. And he's just enamored with Tippy for a second.
So yeah, back to my thing. Where do y'all keep your records / bounties?
Oh,
I need to
right.
get there to update them for the council.
Sorry. So either, and he points back behind you and around, this is back around the corner, is the captain's quarters, and in there he's got some of the paperwork. But his lieutenant's in the room next to him, usually keeps some as well. And then also sometimes, depending on what you're looking for, there's some in the main hall. What is specifically you looking for? We're not having
Specifically
like a
looking for bounties. The council has issued a few new ones / has redacted a few of them.
Understood. Well, we got to make sure we keep the right ones. We don't want to be arresting the wrong folk.
Yeah.
Of course. All right. Well, in that case, the captain may have some, but more likely he usually delegates that to his lieutenants, and he handles the more important paperwork. Plus, I think he's in a meeting right now, and he's kind of pissed, so I wouldn't go in there. But the room next to his is usually his lieutenants keep some there on the desk there in the room.
You're saying the second door?
From here, yeah. It's just not the first one. That one's the captain's room. The second one, I believe, is his lieutenant's room.
Gotcha. Also, you may want, and she kind of points behind her at the guy that they've posed as sleeping. You might want to have talk with the if you see the captain before me, you might want to have him have a talk with that guy. He fell asleep on his patrol.
He kind of looks around you, says, "What? Duh. I'll handle this. Thank you." And the only reason I'm giving you that is because your deception was ungodly high. Otherwise, I would have made you roll again. Okay, so with the directions, I mean, he starts to kind of like, it looks like he has the intent of walking past you to go deal with this sleeping guard. Do you follow his instructions?
I do, but as I start going that way, I turn right back around to him. Don't bother trying to wake him up. I've already tried. He is sound asleep. Like I said, it's best to probably have a conversation with him when he wakes up.
Oh, no, don't worry. I'll be dealing with him right now. No one's allowed to sleep on the job because it'll make us all look bad. And the captain will chew every one of us out if I don't go over there and deal with this right now.
Well, I mean, you can try waking him up, but I tried for a good, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes, and he wouldn't get up.
He squints a little bit. 10 or 15. How long? And you realize suddenly he looks a little confused. Says, I just went through here 5 minutes ago, and he wasn't sleeping then.
Yeah, well, Dax kind of realizes she messed up on the time.
Who did you say you were again?
Dax looks at him. Who am I? I told you. I am one of the, I don't want to say... What are they called? The ones that, like, manage bounties for, like, bounty brokers? No.
That'd be one. It could either that or it could be a city official. It could be just a higher ranking city guard officer. I mean, it could be a lot of different people would be basically in charge of that, or in your words, dispatched to go handle it.
Yeah, I'm one of the officers that works with the council to make sure bounties are spread out / kept track of accordingly to the different barracks and garrisons in the city and surrounding region.
All right. What's your name? I don't think I've seen you before, and I've been around for a while.
I don't have a fake name ready.
Kind of glances up and down a little bit, and you notice that as he's kind of looking you over, his left hand, not his right hand, but his left hand slowly starts to move towards the pommel of his sheath sword on his left hip.
I want to prepare a spell, Neon.
Okay, what are you doing?
I want to get Vicious Mockery ready.
Okay, and what's the trigger?
Him attacking.
Okay, him attack. Okay, all right.
Yes,
she does. She does look like it.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, that's a good question. So, Monhole just raised something. Do you look exactly like, this is part of how the spell is, do you look exactly like one of the other guards? Like you are a mirror image? Or did you basically just, like, take his, like, one of the guards, like attire and kind of, facsimile yourself? Like how exactly?
So she kind of took one of the, like one of the outfits as like a kind of like a base.
Okay, so you're
having seen an officer already, she kind of has tailored it to that.
Okay, so the uniform is matching, but like the physical appearance of yourself isn't a carbon copy of somebody else. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. let me think. Yeah, he's still very much kind of now suspicious, despite your like he semi believes you, but unfortunately some of the things you said now kind of have him second guessing it. But he has asked you what your name is, and you know I'll give you a second, but you do need to give him a name.
Yeah. My name is Kyria.
Oh, that's mean. Wow. Okay.
This is gonna go well.
Yeah, this is gonna go so well. Okay. He kind of like raises an eyebrow and glances you up and down. So to clarify, did you dress yourself as one of the male guards?
No, I'm a female.
You are a female. Okay. All right. So you are a female guard. Okay. He kind of raises his eyebrow for a second. Bust me, driver. Beep beep. Here we go. He kind of raises an eyebrow, but says, "Kyria, all right." And you say the city guard dispatched you here. City council dispatched you here for. All right.
Are you sure? Hold on. Are you sure you're not? And at this point, she kind of gets all authoritative and tries to start taking over the conversation. You're telling me you just went past here and you didn't see him sleeping. Are you dozing off too on the job?
Ooh, good play. Go ahead and roll me you can either roll a deception if you're just trying to like make him second guess, or you can roll an intimidation if you're trying to basically like essentially intimidate or threaten him that he's not doing his job.
We will do, I guess, intimidation.
Okay, go ahead and try to intimidate him.
25.
Oh my gosh. As you say this, are you sure you're doing your job? Basically, he suddenly like his hands like instinctively snaps away from the pommel of his sword, and he kind of like, no, I'm very good at my job, thank you very much. I just must have and he just starts stammering. He's like, don't worry, I'll deal with this. You know what? And he stops himself, and like literally he stops himself. He's like, I think I left something that way. And he turns around and he starts to walk the other direction.
And as he does, before he gets out of earshot, good. I would hate to have to inform the council that this garrison, troops at this garrison may need to be replaced.
And he double times it as he starts making his way back the other direction.
Once he starts, making his way the other direction, Dax turns around and starts going toward, following the directions he was given.
Okay, sounds good.
I can't move my token for whatever reason.
It's because you were running. I think you were running into Tippy.
Gotcha. So yeah, she's gonna make her way towards the lieutenants.
Making my way downtown.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so as you make your way to the second door, excuse me, you get up to the door. Do you do anything to the door? Inspect it, look through it, open it, close it.
She real quick, once everyone stopped moving, she real quick listens to see if she can hear anything on the other side.
Okay, roll me perception. Also, let me do this real quick.
My perception. 14.
14. With a 14, yeah, there we go. With a 14, you can vaguely hear what sounds like snoring coming from this side of the room, or this side of the door.
Upon hearing that, she knows someone's on the other side now, so she's gonna knock. She's gonna try and act as guardly as possible.
You're gonna try to knock? Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna knock and act, like I said, as guardly as possible.
Okay. You knock on the door, and no answer, no nothing, just silence.
Upon nothing, she opens it. She tries to open the door.
Okay. You go to turn the handle on the door and realize that it is in fact unlocked. And the door swings open. And as the door swings open, light from the hallway spills into the dimly lit chamber, and you immediately see directly in front of you two sets of beds, one right basically kind of like 10, 15 feet away from you, and then one about 5 feet beyond that. And you see a guard face down, sprawled out, completely passed out on a bed. And then as you kind of scan the room to the left, you see another bed kind of just immediately off to your front left, and you see another guard curled up in bed, passed out.
She kind of rolls her eyes before entering. And upon entering, she's immediately looking for anything that would stand out as like files or like stacks of paper that would represent like bounties.
Okay. Perception, por favor.
Perception. 18.
With an 18, you scan the room pretty quickly, and it is not the most tidy of rooms. It is a little bit messy. However, you do notice that there is a large table, kind of a little off-center in the middle of the room, that is full of papers and parchments and writing utensils and just all sorts of things kind of just scattered around the table. It looks as if it's been turned into sort of a makeshift desk that is accessible from a couple different sides, but it is full of different papers and such.
Dax, slowly, trying to not make a whole bunch of noise, approaches the table.
Okay, roll me a stealth check to traverse the room quietly.
You sure you want me to do that?
Well, yeah. I know you're a rogue. I hope you're good at it.
25.
Okay, 25. Yes, you are easily able to traverse the room without making so much as a peep and or potentially disturbing these sleeping guards. Grigor and Tippy, you watch as Daxori just like almost floats across this space from the entryway of this door frame to the table slash desk in the middle of the room. Excuse me. And do you guys also enter, or do you guys stay outside the room?
I'm gonna stay outside and keep watch.
Okay, sounds good. Grigor?
I'll keep watch from the doorway.
Okay, sounds good. So far, for you two keeping watch, you don't notice anything of consequence that is either approaching or anywhere near where you guys are currently at. It seems to be pretty quiet. Okay, Dax, with successfully getting across the room, the table is a bit of a mess. There's kind of papers everywhere. You don't see anything immediately that catches your eye, like just sitting on top, but you recognize very quickly that you probably are going to have to shuffle through this stuff for a little bit to potentially find anything similar to what you're looking for.
Okay. With that, she's going to start trying to shuffle through the papers quickly, but also in a quiet manner.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check. And yeah, we'll just have to do an investigation check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. With a dirty 20, you are able to quietly sift through these papers. And it's a smattering of various documents. There are documents here of sort of requisition orders for food and armaments. There are inventory reports of current stock of things, and it's just kind of like, it's all clerical work, basically. There's all just kind of an administrative hodgepodge of documentation here. However, as you kind of get towards the side / bottom of this kind of sort of strange pile that seems to be left here from these two sleeping individuals, you do notice that there are several larger parchments that do not match the styling and the material of the other papers and look to be more of like a poster. And they are face down. There's like 3 of them. And as you turn over the first one, it is a wanted poster. It is a bounty poster. And you notice that it's for a troll creature that is wanted for impersonation and fraud. You turn over another one, and it is for a Kenku that is wanted for an attempted murder. And then the third one, as you grab it and turn over, is a very familiar looking image to yourself. And what you see is that.
She grabs it in kind of like an angered manner.
Okay.
And once she has it, she kind of a little bit more in a, because she knew she was going to find it, but at the same time she wasn't ready to find it.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to go ahead and kind of quickly but angrily leave the room with the piece of paper.
Okay. Well, as you go to leave the room, Grigor is basically standing in the doorway, and Tippy's standing in the hallway.
I didn't know if you wanted me to roll.
Oh, to try to recross? No, with your stealth roll, you're able to... Actually, you know what? No, you're distracted now. I want you to go ahead and roll another stealth check at disadvantage, because you are now distracted by what you just found because you're angry.
I mean, doesn't really matter.
I'm sure it doesn't.
20.
You got a what? I'm sorry.
A dirty 20.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. Well, with a dirty 20, you are able to get back across the room. This time, you kind of catch your foot on the rug that's beneath you, and it's caused you to stumble for a brief second, but you don't even hitch, and you get back in kind of your stride, and no other sound is made. In fact, as you kind of get the little bit of a stumble, you hear kind of one of them roll over, but that's essentially it. No one wakes up. It stays quiet, and you're able to exit the room. Do you close the door behind you, or do you leave it open?
She closes it.
She closes it? Okay. So as you step out into the hallway and the door closes behind you, what would you like to do now?
Let's she starts making her way towards the way that they came in. Let's leave, she says as she walks past them.
Making my way.
Make my way downtown, walking fast.
Okay. So as you start making your way down the hallway, you actually not as you start. Basically, you make your way to the end of the hallway. You get to the empty chamber at the end, and what you can see way down at the other end, all the way at the other end, you see that the guard you had convinced essentially to turn around is way off in the distance, appears to be speaking to somebody. Obviously they can't see you. You're too far away currently. But aside from that, you don't see any other guards currently in your current vicinity.
She continues to make her way back towards the entrance/exit.
Okay.
At this point, she just wants out of there.
Okay. As you exit the sort of stairwell area and into the main hallway that also dumps into this sort of central hall, as you come into that view, you do see that there are now guards that are sparring in the arena or in the little practice arena to your left. And currently, that's the exact moment they're not looking at you, but it's a very good potential that they'll see you or potentially your friends if you continue to walk any further. You also notice that there seems to be some sort of a chambermaid or some sort of a servant or some sort of a slave or something that is on the other side, the far side over here, that seems to be refilling flasks or tankards of some kind on a table and is holding like a large tray of things. You also can see that some of the archers are retrieving some of their arrows down at the archery range. Basically, people are moving around and doing things, and there is a potential to be spotted if you just walk down this hallway. Do you continue, or do you try to do anything?
Nope, she takes a step back.
Takes a step back? Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I just wanted to pause so you didn't keep just full sending it.
Nope, wrong way.
Okay.
And as she does, she looks at Tippy, or not doesn't look at Tippy, but she directs to Tippy. Is there any way for you to make all of us invisible?
Making us all invisible? No.
What about multiple? So at least yourself and Grigor here.
Or we could try to find that open window to be found earlier.
I know for one I'm not fitting through a window. I say this because if you have something to make yourself and Grigor invisible, I can proceed by myself and worst case scenario try and convince someone that I belong here without, having to worry about them questioning why y'all are here too.
Yeah, I can make it foggy.
What about can you make Grigor here invisible and you kind of just try and stay out of sight? I mean, you're a squirrel, so it's definitely gonna be, and you're only like 3 or 4 so feet, so it's definitely gonna be harder to see you.
DM.
Yes.
I know my invisibility is at will.
It is.
But I can still technically use it with my spell slots too, right?
I believe so. I don't think we added it to your spell book, but technically, yes.
It's technically here in
Is it?
my level.
Oh, yes,
spell.
yes. It's a second level spell for you. Yes, you could absolutely cast it like normal as a spell slot. So theoretically, if you wanted to, you could use 2 of your spell slots to cast it on yourself, and then again on Grigor, or you could cast it once on Grigor and just use 1. It's up to you. But you do have 3 spell slots in that area, and you could use that.
If I wanted to use it the 3rd level, does it just? Because it says if
Can you upcast it at 3rd level?
3rd level or higher, I can target on one additional creature.
Oh, then yeah, you could just use a 3rd level spell slot and cast it on yourself and another person. Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering how that worked. Because I don't.
Yeah.
It's not in my 3rd level spell area. Like some of them are.
Yeah, it's weird, but you could definitely. In fact, let me. Wait, that's weird. Why doesn't it have it there?
See, that's what I couldn't figure out.
Yeah, just Yeah, okay, there we go. Just go ahead and use one of your 3rd level spells. You could basically just click the little the spell slot indicators at the 3rd level. Just click it, and it'll use that slot. And that will have been your invisibility. So yeah, so now with that, you actually here. Let me do this. Okay, so it does require concentration. So we're going to cast the spell, and we're going to apply it to... There you go. Done. You are now both invisible, and you are maintaining concentration on keeping you both invisible. So, with Dax, as you're kind of having this conversation with Tippy and kind of looking at Grigor, all of a sudden, they both vanish from sight.
Hey, guess what? I guess I can.
She smiles, and as she as she starts making her way down the hallway again, she says, she whispers, "Stay close."
Okay, go ahead, guys. Well played. You guys gonna just go out the front door?
That was the plan.
Okay, go for it. All right, and as you guys exit the building and step back out onto the mezzanine out front, The two guards stand at attention as you exit, and you by yourself, they kind of look, welcome, wait, where's your friends? And where's the, well, friend, that's right, there's, where's your friend?
Upon them asking that question, she looks at them. It doesn't matter where she is to you.
Well,
but since you're so
Grigor.
nosy, she's here to continue the investigation while I go fill in my other confidant.
He kind of looks at you and says, it's been a long time since I've seen a woman with a beard. All right.
What did you just say?
He said it's been a long time since I've seen a woman with a beard because he was talking about Grigor, who was your like companion, and you're like, oh, she's here conducting more interviews. So he's like, oh, I've never seen a woman with a beard. All right, okay, cool.
Oh, I meant him. I meant him.
It's fine. That's why I was like, I tried to correct you. You kept going. I was like, all right, well, we'll run with it. So.
No, he's still here conducting interviews and looking through stuff. I'm going to go fill in our other confidant.
All right, understood.
That's what I meant. But she says it, like I said, in like a really,
Very,
this really isn't your business.
Yep. Go ahead and roll me a deception check on that as well.
28.
Good grief. Yeah, he believes every word you're saying. He's like, all right, fair enough. And he stands at attention and says, all right, well, have a good day. And enjoy your stay in this part of the city.
I won't. And as she says that, she walks off.
He's like, shit. All right. And with that, you guys walk off from the building. Wow. Yeah, okay. Well,
Not how you expected it to go?
Not even slightly. Not even a little bit.
The perfect stealth mission?
Yeah, I was not I mean, it's funny because like I was expecting like this whole other way of doing stealth and you guys just did your own thing. This is a prime example of no DM can fully prepare for a session. That's all I had to say. There is no way to fully prepare for a session.
He was prepared for us to fight. Let's just face it.
No. I was prepared for a fight, but I was also prepared for you guys trying to like splinter cell your way through the building. I wasn't prepared for we're going to convince them of another king and then we're going to disguise ourselves and convince them that we've been sent by this. Like, didn't see any of that coming. It's great.
Neon, what? This has been the recurring theme of
You'd think I
espionage
would
and
learn.
deception.
Hold on,
You'd think
but
I'd learn.
Now, we actually now have a script of what that letter says.
Yeah, please save that to your notes. Somebody save that to the notes. That needs to happen.
I'm saving it.
Oh my god.
I want to see how many more people in the city we can convince that there's a king.
Probably quite a few.
At one
Jeez
point, we're gonna
Louise.
have somebody dressed up as this king to prove to them that there's a king.
We only have one member of the party that could do that.
I mean, realistically, at this
Are you
point,
sure about that?
I was gonna say you just convinced them that they are a celestial being. That if you are not worthy, you cannot read their handwriting. So at this point, you could pretty much get away with anything, or at least try to.
Yeah, we used to have a fucking invisible telepathic squirrel to really fuck with them.
Good grief, you guys. Okay, you
Oh,
guys
his
walk
ability
away.
is also still active on the world map.
Yeah.
Looks really trippy.
Yeah. Well, it's because it maintains the effects because it's persistent across scenes, which is actually a really handy feature.
We're just ghost right now.
Yeah, you
that's
guys just
all.
ghosts. Okay. You guys walk away and leave the garrison. Do you go anywhere particular, or do you just sort of walk until you're out of line of sight? What's the plan here?
So Dax will, she doesn't, at this point, she doesn't care if they're following or not. Dax, at this point, she starts walking away, and once she knows she's out of sight, she real quick drops the act of disguise self and
Mhm.
immediately just goes back to herself.
Okay.
And paper in hand, all like crumpled because she's got a fist, starts
Mhm.
making her way back to the tankard.
To the tankard. Okay. Do Grigor and Tippy join? Follow a company.
Yes, but I'm gonna break concentration.
Great concentration. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do, I want to test something here real quick. If we do,
Question.
Yes.
Is this a good time to mention that Dax also had a meeting to attend to?
I think it's a great time to mention it. Does Dax remember that she had a meeting she agreed to?
No.
I have question.
Well, I can't do anything about that.
I have question for Dax.
Huh?
Where be Scorch? Has there been the lucky tankard on this time?
Yeah, no, I left Scorch with
With Durnham.
Durnham.
Yeah, Durnham agreed to
okay.
check in and make sure that he was fed and got walkies.
Oh right, he was upstairs in the room. Yes,
Mhm.
I
He was still
remember now.
sleeping
Okay.
upstairs.
I was just like, wait, hold up, they were forgetting about the dog this entire time. I'm not gonna
Burnham
disturb
was
this
puppy
stealth
sitting.
mission, but
It's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, Durnham was puppy sitting.
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
Okay, well, if Dax has forgotten a meeting entirely, there's nothing I can do about that. Even though, good shout from Melon to remind.
Yeah,
Like-
I
Well-
like to do the
So,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay.
Dax right now just found what she thought she already knew
Do this to make my
to be
job easier.
accurate.
Okay.
And that has just ignited a whole fury of things. So she's immediate. Her mind is clouded.
Sure. Okay. So you guys are on your way back to the tankard. Let me think for a second. So Kyria and Helrea are off on a walk, and since Jesse is busy, I don't want to intrude there. What has Talina been up to during this time? I know there was like a long section of time that we focused on the other group, but we did focus on the other three last time. So what is Talina up to?
I mean, she's still working on her performance.
Mhm.
Has done a little bit of writing. I won't go into what she's been writing.
Sure.
But you know what it is.
I do.
And mostly just been practicing.
Okay.
Keeping an ear out for the sending stone or any other long distance communication that she may receive from allies.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Nudge.
Yeah. Yeah. To my knowledge, out of character, I believe you and Tippy are the only ones that have that ability, and I do believe that has a max distance of 50 feet. Well, wait. Hold on. I'm thinking of the wrong one. I'm thinking of.
You're thinking of message.
Sorry, 120 feet. Yes. Sorry, I was thinking
message is
message.
120.
Yeah, message is 120.
I have sending, which
is
is
the other
Sending
one. Yeah.
is same plane, if I remember.
Correct. Sending is same plane of existence, but
no, it's any plane, but if they're on a different
Oh.
plane, there's a 5% chance it doesn't arrive.
that's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah. But to my knowledge, out of character, you are the only one with sending outside of the sending stone, which you also currently possess one of them.
I don't know if Tippy has sending or just message, but yeah.
Just message
Just
I
right
message.
now.
also I
Oh, fair.
forgot what the intent of Kyria and Rhea going on the walk was. I'm
That is a
guessing
great
Kyria
question.
was about to leave and go somewhere, and Rhea's just like, I'm gonna be Snoopy.
Yes, something along those lines. Like you were just
Pretty
wanting
sure
to
that
like.
was your homework, no?
That was your homework. Your homework.
I
was,
don't remember.
Your
because
homework-
It's been a month.
Your homework was to figure out what. Actually, for both you and Jesse, was to figure out what you guys were going to talk about on that walk.
Well.
Now, what we can do is, for the sake of brevity, is we can. Sorry, I love Snoopy. So does my wife. So that works out well. What we can do for the sake of brevity is we can say that this is. We can jump after the walk, and then you guys can go back and talk about what you talked about on the walk, if you so wish, since Jesse is currently busy. Or we can retcon and say that you
I
didn't
was
join the
gonna
walk. It's up to you.
I was gonna say, I know it's kind of crappy for those of you on YouTube and also the stream to try and listen, but we can recap it if you, Jesse, and myself want to do it at a later time that we are all free.
That's an option. It's basically up to you, because you were the one that wanted to go walking with Kyria and have this conversation. So it's kind of up to you. You could even say that she changed her mind like 30 seconds into the walk and said, you know what, we'll just catch up later. Like, it's completely up to you how you want to do this.
I mean, it's as much as Kyria would allow Rhea to keep going, as much as she would humor. And as soon as
Gotcha.
it's like, all right, I'm not getting anywhere, I will see you later.
Okay. Let's say...
If it ends up being that.
Yeah, let's say for now, And if we need to back up a little bit, we can. But let's say for now that you didn't get very far in the conversation. We'll figure out how far that was later, and that you broke off from that. Where would Hellraya go after breaking off from the pseudo failed walkies?
I did ask you this, I believe, in a whisper message, and it's just something quick to ask.
Wait, whisper here?
It was like last session or the session before, so it's gone. Or I DM'd it to you, but
Oh, okay.
Hellraya's lived in Darun for a bit. Would she already have a let's say an account at the ledger?
Oh, yes, you did ask me this question. I forgot about this. I mean,
yes,
if you believe that she would have a vault there, then absolutely.
I believe she would, and that's also probably what may or may not have sparked the other discussion I talked to you in DMs. Sorry for the eluding and being very sneaky about this. But
let me go back and look, because now I forget.
Player intentions are intentions, and I will explain this later.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Or character intentions are characters' drives. It's fine.
Yes, I got you. I'm tracking now.
Being very,
Yeah. Which I understand why you're that way, but then the DM's over here going, okay, well, I'm in the dark now too.
I
so
will
yeah, no, you're
explain it after session because it's a lot to try and explain.
Hold on, Tyro. Oh yeah, no, they're not. I will add them because you're not the only one. I'll just add them into the players section. It makes life easier. So whenever you guys have a vault in the ledger hold, I add a player so that you can add it to the inventory, and it just makes it easier. So I'm going to add one real quick for your account as well.
Okay, I don't know how any of that's going to work, so you're just
It's just the first level humanoid that you can use its inventory of to have your vault.
Yep, super simple.
Like, yeah, it's just a character sheet that you're not going to mess with except for the inventory.
Yeah, it literally is just a place to basically move inventory to so that I can keep track of who's what. Basically, it keeps everything separate so that everybody can store their own things in their own vaults, but it also allows you to literally move things out of your inventory into another one that I don't have to take a note of. I literally just move it over to that sheet, and then if you ever want it, we move it back.
You gotta keep it separate. I got you.
Yeah, so then I'm going to give you ownership of this because it would be you. There you go.
What? I just add a separate little pool, or
So what you do
made
is
a new NPC. Or
so what we'll do
character
is so I have I have the ledger hold sheet up. So you can open the sheet if you go to players and then go to best. Yeah, if you go to the best laid plans and players, you should see your ledger hold vault. You can literally just open that and drag things over.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will handle doing this sort of stuff at a later date.
That's fine.
To be honest.
Yeah, you can do it whenever.
Just making sure that things are set up.
Yeah. And for the three of you that have those ledger hold vaults, and just make sure that anytime you're moving stuff over, except for right now, obviously, Melon, for stuff that you would have put over earlier, anytime now from here forward is make sure that you actually articulated that you've gone to the ledger hold or that we are actually there. Otherwise, I don't want you guys just moving stuff because you're somewhere else. That'd be
I can't remember exactly what she would have had probably there beforehand or not, so I'll probably just have her make a trip there at some point.
Sorry, Fox.
Buffalo.
Uh-oh. Melon, you good? Uh-oh. Is everyone still here? Oh, no. Hello? You've got to be kidding me.
Sure.
That was
Oh,
weird.
well.
Sure.
My
Oh,
internet
no.
just like completely hiccuped there for a moment. I actually like you guys got kicked out of Foundry and Discord dropped me from the call and I couldn't even I literally couldn't even open a browser. Like everything just died. Weirdly enough though, because
It's
I'm not
okay.
streaming, my recording didn't stop. Duh. And because Pocket Bard doesn't require internet to run, it just kept playing. I was like, oh, this is weird. So, but
You
yeah,
just
found.
realized
Pocket
everybody
Bard's no
went
longer in
silent.
Discord,
It's
though.
fine.
Well, I was talking to you in mid sentence. You just went blur, and I went, you still there? And then that's when I realized that no one was responding to me. And then I looked over at Foundry and everybody was gone. And I was like, uh-oh, that's not good.
Yeah, we all decided this kind of seems like a good wrapping up point anyway.
Yes, it absolutely is. Yeah.
We all decided. I just mentioned it.
You mentioned it, but I agreed.
No, actually, this is a good
a
stopping point
lot,
because it's
and we've
10:30
also
my.
got somebody getting EP.
Yeah, it's
Neon's
10:30.
Neon's fault.
How dare you? It's 10:30 my time, which means it's 11:30 on the East Coast. So it's a perfectly good spot to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. And we'll pick it up again, not next week, because next week is Thanksgiving. So it would be probably the week after that.
The week after that, that would be
One of the first weeks of
December-
December. Yep.
It'd be like December 4th, I think. Let me double check.
December 4th,
Wait.
exactly.
That. Wow, that was a guess. Wow, that was
Didn't
actually.
Jesse have a December thing?
We'll get
what?
the planning sorted
Well,
out.
he's not deafened. Jesse, do you have something going on that week?
I was saying for the sake
it-
of recording.
Very heavily depends because that is technically 1 week before the semester ends, but it's also my last week in Canada, so I
Gotcha.
will let know on the day. I might be free on the 4th, I might not be.
Okay.
My December thing starts on 11th. So starting Thursday 11th, I will not be able to participate in games because 2 days before that, I'm flying back to Singapore.
Okay.
And I come back from Singapore on January 10th.
Wow,
So,
okay,
which is a
all right.
Saturday.
Cool. All right. So when we'll decide what we're gonna play in the next about 2 weeks from today, we'll figure that out. So we'll go from we'll get when we get closer to the date, we'll get with you and figure it out. So cool. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording. Thanks guys for watching on YouTube. Appreciate you. Sorry about the weirdness today, but yeah.